The city swears in new officers, while a chief gets statewide recognition. We'll bring you these stories and more coming up on Lake Area Beat. I'm Tracy Menarchek.
I'm Kurt Friesen. We're the hosts of Lake Area Beat. How are you doing, Tracy?
Good, thank you. Are you good?
I'm doing great.
A little cold today.
It is. It's a little chilly. If the wind would stop, it would be nice.
That would be great.
You ready for the holidays?
Not really, no, but I've got all my family coming over for Thanksgiving, so we'll worry about Christmas stuff after that.
Perfect.
Got 14 people coming. How about you?
Yeah, usually we keep it small, but it's always a fun time of year to get everyone together, so looking forward to it.
Fire Chief Greg Peterson had a passion for fire service pretty much before he could walk.
He shared his fire journey with us and his experience being awarded Fire Officer of the Year.
From the age of 2, I said I wanted to be a firefighter, and then when I was 5, I got my first fire helmet.
For the past 33 years, White Bear Lake Fire Chief Greg Peterson has been putting on his uniform, his dream of becoming a firefighter never having worn off.
My mom always reminds me of that, and throughout my life I was just always very interested in firefighting and wanted to be a firefighter someday, and obviously that continued.
Peterson is the product of service-minded parents, his father a paramedic in the Army, his mother an LPN.
I know that overall we're in a better place now. So.
But it's not always been an easy road.
A lot of missed meals, a lot of missed parties. Hey, I gotta go. It's bad timing. A lot of meetings, a lot of training, and so they've been very supportive through it. They respect what I do and are proud of what I've done, and yet at the same time it's not always been very easy on them. They worry when I go to significant events and, are they coming back? Because they know things can go wrong.
Peterson is no stranger to worry himself. The safety of his department is paramount to his role as chief.
The well-being of my employees is what worries me the most. It's inherently a dangerous job, and so I can't make it safe for them all the time. There is nobody else that's willing to do what they do. And so when the alarm goes off, we are going to be put in dangerous situations that may seem benign because they usually turn out well, but they always have potential to go poorly. And I try to keep them safe, but I can't guarantee that. They can't do the job without being able to risk their lives.
This fall, Peterson was awarded the Fire Officer of the Year, presented by the Minnesota State Fire Chiefs Association. Nominated by City Manager Ellen Heinecker, Peterson credits her and the City Council for supporting the changes he's made, including transitioning from a mostly part-time paid-on-call model to a model with 12 full-time positions, decreasing response times by at least half.
The award was a huge honor to receive, but I don't believe I received it just because of the work I've done. It's because of City Manager Ellen and the council and the other department heads that have helped to support me in my role here.
For a department with a tradition of promoting from within, Peterson was a newcomer, formerly serving as battalion chief of the Roseville Fire Department.
The best chief was the last chief, or whoever the next chief is,
And though he believes he makes a good living, money has never motivated him to take a different road than the one that led him here.
I've just always known that this is what I want to do. I've always been more interested in serving and helping out than I am about making a lot of money.
Congratulations to Chief Peterson. We also had some longtime members of the police and fire departments retire this year. Councilmember Steve Engstrand served as a member of the fire department for 30 years, and Rob Flick retired after 37 years on the police department. Congratulations to both of them. They're both fixtures in both of our departments.
Yeah. I had the pleasure to work with both of them for a few years of that stretch. Obviously, that was quite a run that they had, and congratulations to both of them. They did great jobs, both of them.
They both deserve to be retired from our departments and go live a happy life somewhere else.
Absolutely.
We will miss them terribly, and
Yeah.
I worked with them for 25 years, no big deal.
Yeah.
So I will miss both of them.
Yep. We'd like to thank them for their service and dedication, and we wish them well and all the best. We also welcome some of our new officers this fall, and while they were sworn in, Tracy played an important new role.
Yes, we did a presentation of the colors and marched in and pledge of allegiance, and so that is all new for us. So that's something we're going to do from now on for new officers that are sworn in, and maybe doing parades and some other formal events around the city. So
Good.
Look for us to do that. We're
Good.
excited to do that.
Yeah, that's a good addition.
Yeah, it's fun. We're going to take a break, but first, here's a reminder of what's happening in downtown White Bear Lake this season.
More kitchen fires happen on Thanksgiving than any other day of the year. As we head into the holidays, we have some tips to keep your kitchen from going up in flames. We welcome Assistant Fire Chief Joel Schmidt. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
So, as we know as firefighters, there's certain times of the year where fires are more frequent than others. Let's take a little time to talk about kitchen fires. What are some things we should know?
Sure. Obviously as the holidays come, we're going to be spending a little more time in our kitchen. Some things to remember would be, if you're baking, make sure that you set a timer. If you're boiling something or unopened flames, make sure that there's nothing around it, that you don't have any loose clothing on, or that your pot handle isn't sticking out, something to hit. Just make sure that those little things you're paying attention to. Make sure, like I said, a timer, and then if you're in the kitchen and you walk away, make sure that you have something to remind you that you have something in the oven.
What about any experience with deep frying any kind of food?
Yeah, deep fried turkeys are great, but one thing to remember is make sure that it's all the way thawed out before you put it in your deep fryer. Otherwise, it's going to come over and start a big grease fire.
Perfect. A lot of people prefer real or more natural Christmas trees in their homes this time of year. Any safety tips for if you decide to go with a natural Christmas tree?
Sure, yeah. If you have that real Christmas tree, make sure that it stays watered all the time. You don't want it to dry out. Some things that can happen when it gets dried out, it causes it to be more flammable, right?
Yeah.
So your lights, most lights now are pretty friendly with that stuff, but it can get warm and could start the tree on fire if you don't keep it watered.
And decorations. We know the city crews are out putting up decorations. I know it's in full force at my house right now too. Any tips for general decorations around the house in the holidays?
Yeah, certainly, if you're going to have lighted decorations, don't overload your outlets. Make sure that it's away from any open flame. You have your fireplaces. That's a source of ignition for you. And then, just make sure you spread it out. Don't put too much in one area.
Yeah. We've seen plenty of incidents over the years with candles too. You want to talk about candle safety and open flames a little bit further?
Yeah, I mean, that's a real important one. Everybody loves that good smelling candle. We have at my house, we have a couple of them sitting around, but just make sure that you know that it's going, and don't forget that you have it going before you go to bed, or keep it away from cluttered areas. On the counter is a good place to put it, but there's nothing around it.
Yeah. Any final thoughts as we go into the holidays this time with any other safety tips?
Again, I would certainly say that, enjoy the holidays. Make sure, if you are going to have a fire or candles or any kind of open flames, that it's, out in the open and it's not around anything. And then as far as like cooking goes, for further safety tips, we do have some cooking safety tips on our website that you can take a peek at.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks, Joel, for joining us today. Well, we all need a dream, right? A local woman made hers come true, beginning on the shores of White Bear Lake.
The road that led to the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo began here on the shores of White Bear Lake, where Laura Delman-Weiss began sailing at age 6.
I just learned to love sailing.
She's the first sailor from the White Bear Yacht Club to land where many have dreamed, returning here to the club on a balmy night where she spent years as a student.
It's so special.
Bringing with her tales of her Olympic journey and words of encouragement for a group of young sailors.
Stay positive, and whatever you dream, don't shut it down. I'm 32, and so I've been chasing this dream for a long time, and after going to Tokyo now, I see what's possible, and I think there's so much extra noise and negativity, and so just staying positive and patient with yourself is really important.
Senior Samantha Forgosh began sailing at 5. Interested to hear from the Olympian, finding many similarities in her own experience.
I mean, it's so cool. It means we have a chance, like all of us have a chance of doing that one day. And it's really cool knowing that she went through the same school I did and that she sailed similar boats to me. I find it so cool, and she seems like a really great person too, which is even better.
Qualifying for the 2020 Olympics, postponed until 2021 because of the pandemic, took lots of work and lots of money. On top of a grueling training schedule, there was the task of fundraising.
Did you get paid to go to the Olympics or anything? Is this a job for you?
I wish. No.
Fortunately, the yacht club community gave more than just emotional support, but financial as well.
White Bear and the community here and the yacht club and the sailing school, everyone really came together the last few months of our campaign and helped us out financially. We had a goal of raising $70,000. Jay Rendell really led that and took a lot of the weight off my shoulders so that I could be training and I could be on the water and focused on that. And then everyone writing me emails and calling and texting and saying, I'm watching you and good luck. It means so much.
Though Delman-Weiss and her teammate competing in the women's 470 didn't return from Tokyo with a medal, she's left with a once-in-a-lifetime experience, grateful for those who helped get her there, and eager to give back.
We go over.
Reminding the next generation of sailors that loving the sport is already a win.
To be out on the water and just be completely present is the most incredible feeling.
Who says you have to travel out of state, overseas, or even outside White Bear Lake to see great art?
Coming up after the break, we'll find out how a community built an amazing space filled with artistic opportunities for all.
After taking a year off due to COVID, the fire department celebrated its annual open house this fall.
Residents were introduced to new firefighters while retired ones came out to show their support.
We were here a couple of years ago and thought we'd come back. It's a great opportunity just to see a little bit more of what the firemen do and the station look like. The kids love it.
It's been awesome. It's a great department to be on, great experience. Everybody here is just a big family, big team. So I'm looking forward to continuing to grow the department, and I plan on being here for a long time.
It's a great way to just get people out and actually see what we do and all the fire trucks. And the kids love it, get to spray water and get to have fun.
I miss doing these open houses and having the public come down and see what we do on the fire department and what to do in case of an emergency. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's October, but it's definitely feeling like August right now.
So the crews are gonna put on their air tanks, their masks, they're gonna be in full gear. That's why it's important to have your smoke detectors operating all the time. But they're gonna start to cool off the ceiling and work their way down to the sofa and the chair.
So how was your first open house after COVID?
It was good. We actually had a really good turnout. I think it was great for our staff to engage with the community again, as well as seeing the community come back and join us and celebrate, let us do some education, show them around. Our staff enjoyed it. The community seemed to enjoy it. It was good to see a lot of faces again, so it was a lot of fun.
That's neat. It's nice that we have different events going on for people to go out to, because I think people have been cooped up too long.
Yeah. So it was good, and hopefully everything continues on track.
Yes, I hope so.
The White Bear Lake Center for the Arts offers much more than just exhibits. They have countless ways for people to get involved.
They also have a fall and winter events, including their winter open house. Here are just some of the reasons why staffers are so passionate about the center.
This place gave me a home when I was going through a really difficult period of time.
As many experienced isolation and other effects of the pandemic, the White Bear Center for the Arts made sure it provided the comfort and community its members have relied upon for decades.
We knew that the Art Center fills a very specific spiritual and healing need for people, and you're alive when you're practicing art, you know? So we were all looking for art, especially in those early days. What are we going to do to keep our lives going and feel afloat? The Studio Coffee, which meets here every Friday, it's a free artist-to-artist opportunity to show your work and to get that feedback. They didn't miss a week. They were on Zoom before any other class, and it was just immediately, we can't stop this, we got to keep going. And so having that energy from students who wanted to still participate, we developed new models that I don't think we would have thought of otherwise. We did these hybrid classes where a portion of it was done on Zoom and a portion of it was pre-recorded, and that was something that students suggested and worked really well.
The center, which was started in 1968, has grown exponentially ever since, requiring a bigger space and getting one here in this state-of-the-art facility with open areas inside and out.
Space to do ceramic and other kinds of sculpture, and the rocks will allow for really high heat and pouring and splashing and things like that.
There are 1,000 classes taught here every year, including drawing, dance, painting, and clay, taught by 120 artists.
Starting with a small base with too much inside pressure, because your wall won't end up.
And during the pandemic, when the center was closed, they were able to expand without disruption, building gallery space to accommodate demand.
I think that was a very fortuitous and fortunate timing for everyone, because had it happened any other time, we would have had to turn people away from their art center, and that's about the most heartless thing you can do.
Artist in residence Sing Lee, among immigrant, began focusing on art in high school.
Most of the messages are located over there.
And now he's focusing on working with youth, giving them a professional experience at the center, where he exhibits his work. Lee was compelled by the pandemic to create Renew, an installation celebrating the Hmong New Year, inviting people to leave messages on joss paper to be burned in a ceremony this December, symbolic of shedding past energies and making space for future fortunes.
Some people sign their name.
A concept running parallel to the values of the center.
I think it's been something that has, really literally plagued us for the last couple of years. And I think, the work in particular that I did is really, it pays respect to what's happened, but it also looks forward to the possibilities of where we can, go as an organization, as a community, as a state and as a nation too, where that, it might not be the idea might not be as large as that, but I want to make work that includes into that conversation.
Featuring artists like Lee who exhibit community-oriented work makes sense, the center being built on community and donor support. It raises more than $500,000 each year from individuals, grants, and support from more than 40 local businesses, which allows for free events, exhibits, scholarships, and reduced fees for classes.
So without those contributions, simply nothing would happen. And because there's been decades of community support, building on community support, that's why we are where we are now. And I think everyone should be able to enjoy it too, because the next 50 years are going to be even brighter because we have this space now. So
the center boasts 1,300 members and 200 volunteers, and though the building provides a welcoming space for many, Hudson acknowledges it's the people who make it meaningful.
It's just a building without that. As we learned all those years ago, whether it's Masonic Lodge or the City Hall, it didn't matter where. It was what the artists bring and share and teach us that makes it that special. That's the special sauce.
Artistic talent?
I do a little bit. I like to draw and dabble in some art. How about yourself?
Nothing in particular.
Nothing at all?
I would say no.
I think that everybody has artistic talent. We should find yours.
Yeah, sure.
Have a little contest or something.
I'm sure it's somewhere. We just got to find it.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and don't forget to come out to White Bear Lake to get your holiday shopping done. There are lots of shops and lots of places to eat and enjoy some beverages.
There's still time for shopping, but we're out of it for this edition of Lake Area Beat.
We'll see you next time. I'm Tracy Minarchek.
I'm Kurt Friesen. We're the hosts of Lake Area Beat. How are you doing, Tracy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I've been doing very well.
Are you ready for the holidays?
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to talk about. Yep. It was going away. I wasn't sure.
I was helping. I was helping you. That was his line.
I saw it was one line away from going away. I still caught it.
Did you notice how I knew it when I was looking over here? Did you see that?
No.
I didn't even have to look at the prompter to know why.
This is a train wreck. Don't mind us. Andy, nothing's changed. Don't worry.
Joel, what's your assessment of their performance today?
Give it a B+.
B+.
Pretty good. It's better than normal.
Usually a big old F or fail.
Big old F or fail.
3, 2, 1. I'm Tracy Menarchek.
I'm Kurt. Sorry.
I can't even say his name. Yes. Could you tell? It's longer than the show. So.
Hey, that's enough from the peanut gallery over there. You're gonna get an interview next if you keep it up.
It's behind the scenes.
I was looking at those guys behind the scenes. Andy Whittaky and Jeremy working hard, putting up the holiday decorations.
Jeremy, Andy, say hi.
As we head into the holidays, we have some tips to keep your kitchen from influence. Oh my God, is that cold that we just had to go? Mic drop, mic drop.